Today is the Sunday, the 7th of February, 2016. This is the Q Podcast. Patrick,
What's up?
how are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm sorry. There's normally a longer intro. There's nickname calling. This is kind of weird, guys. What is happening?
By guys, we're also talking
Were we
about...
supposed to call attention to that?
It doesn't matter. There's no rules.
No rules.
Yay!
We
It's
also
the
got
purge.
Senior Christian.
What's up?
Welcome. I am your other host, Ben. I heard the greatest life hack today, guys. You guys ready?
Lay it on us.
So, when you clean your collared shirts, when you put them back hang them back up in your closet, you put it in the very right
Why?
every time. So, at the end of the year, all of your shirts on the very left will be the ones that you never wear and you can take like to Goodwill or throw away.
I've heard the same thing with how you orient the coat hanger part, like the hook.
Mm.
But yeah, no, that works.
Faces
Too.
inward, right? Or
No, I mean you can like go underneath it and hook it in. You know what I mean?
oh,
Turn around and
that's true.
Wait, how could you tell which ones are new and which ones are old?
like if the hook goes in one direction, like towards the wall, then those were used, or then like when you take them
Oh.
off, you flip them. You flip it.
So that's kind of like so that you wear all your shirts before you start re-wearing them again.
Yeah, that works.
Well, the same could be said about the method you were talking about too. That way, you just pick shirts that are always on the left-hand side.
Oh,
left
yeah.
post.
Yeah. So they're not like directly. See, my thing is I have maybe 15 shirts, but I only wear like 3 of them because I don't like my less.
Change.
Yeah, like, and I don't know. I realized that all I wear now are work clothes because I used to have my living wear, but now I have to wear my like collared shirt with jeans and undershirt 5 days a week. I don't get.
Oh, you get to wear jeans 5 days a week?
Yeah.
I'm jelly.
That's
Yep.
two.
Do you have to wear a tie?
Yeah,
of
Christian,
the
you have to
time.
go full suit,
Yeah.
right?
Most of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know this about
He
you.
works in the Ernst and Young building.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I thought like only bankers did that.
No, consultants do it all the time because we have to look like if we have a client coming into the office, they want us to all look good. So I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I would be dehydrated from sweat.
Yeah, it sucks.
Did you have to
I
like?
had lunch with like one of our contractor owners. Like we do a lot of stuff with contractors, and this guy owned like the company. I was wearing like a sweater with like a hoodie on the inside, on the outside. I felt very out of place and very wrong, but that's
Way
just
to
what I felt
represent
for.
the millennials, Patrick.
Yeah,
Like, you're like you're probably playing Candy Crush on your phone, and I guess I don't know what other millennial stereotypes exist.
Eating kale, hipster things.
yeah.
See,
I mean these.
If I had to wear a tie to work every day, I only own 3 ties. So, wait, how many ties do you own, Christian? He's gonna go count the ties. How many
Might
ties?
have more than him. Should I go grab mine?
Actually, I just want to show you guys, just so you can understand the severity of this issue.
Oh, I like how well we can still hear him.
Mm-hmm.
How many ties do you think you have, Patrick?
A dozen and a half, maybe more. And I don't even wear that many ties.
Those are all very businessy ties, Christian.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Very workplace appropriate. See, you might be like a Generation Xer. Patrick's got the inside out hood.
So inside out hood and yeah. I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
We have a lot of people who are like super slack about it at work too, and this is the reason we can't have nice things at work because like I have a feeling like we do have like a casual Friday. So you are allowed to wear like jeans on Fridays. That's okay. But
How adorable.
there are like there was someone who came in today and she had like this weird kind of tank top on that showed like her back shoulder and she had like a tattoo there.
Mhm.
So
I mean-
everybody that was around me started looking at each other. We were like, don't do that. This is when we get reprimanded.
I always just thought like the mantra of the the computer programmer was that, I mean, this is pretty stereotypical, but like I thought the whole point was that you got to like have your ponytail and like the you work at a startup and you wear your like t-shirt and jeans and flip-flops and you don't have to
Yeah.
deal with ties.
And that's what it would be if I were actually doing like solid programming 8 hours a day, but
Mm.
it's client-based work, so I'm like super client-facing. I have client calls at least like 3 or 4 times a day. So
Do you guys turn on the video camera when you do the client calls?
sometimes,
Sometimes.
yeah.
Makes
Everyone,
sense.
everyone at my work tapes over their webcam because they're terrified they're gonna accidentally turn on their webcam.
We
And
do
it's,
that too.
you do that too.
We do that too.
That's so silly. Well, see, you guys
Ours always defaults with the camera off. We have to
Yeah.
turn our cameras on.
I think everyone does, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know why y'all are taping.
Well, you got
Just because it's one of those things. Like a lot of people do it because they're like, oh man, what if the government's spying on me? But
Well,
I mean,
okay. I thought it was because so in my work, a lot of people work from home and they're scared they're gonna get caught in like their boxers.
That
Um,
makes way more sense.
we do
Yeah.
have a lot of people who work from home occasionally. So
Right.
it is one of those things. That's a big fear.
Right.
Because a lot of people are like business from the waist up. So
Yeah. That's what people do at my work too. I did my interview for my job wearing my Skype interview, wearing like a suit, like a jacket and tie and shirt, tie, jacket, and like athletic shorts. Because
yeah,
our
exactly.
our
Like
apartment was hot.
I didn't do that. I actually put the pants on because I thought to myself like, what if they asked me to get something that wasn't readily available?
Yeah, it's a risk. It's a
Yeah.
risk.
I do like to think that the thrill of not wearing any pants, like
Yeah.
no boxers, will help you ace that interview any more than like.
I mean, how much
3
more
weeks of
comfortable could you
preparation.
get, right?
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's the reverse of like picturing your audience in their underwear or whatever. Like it's the new way to interview.
And if the interview didn't go well, you go for broke and you stand up and then you shut off the call.
And then they have a
Power
story to
move.
tell.
They'll
Or
respect it, guys. They'll respect it.
You assert your dominance.
Yeah.
Assert your
Essentially.
it's like, wow, if he acts that way in an interview, imagine how he'll take over a meeting room.
Yeah, you just whip it out and lay it on the table.
No. Too much. Okay. Well, what have you been up to, Patrick?
It's been
It's been 2 weeks. I forgot to acknowledge that. I'm sorry. So
It has been 2
I
weeks. Sorry,
shouldn't
guys. Sorry,
acknowledge
listeners.
No, you guys didn't. We didn't miss anything.
no, this one we
there
can't
was-
hide. There's no
No.
hiding. So
my one of my friends is a listener, Saeed, and Saeed was on my case. He was like, Patrick, what the fuck? My commute was worthless.
did
we
you tell
dropped the
him?
ball.
It was like, oh, it's okay. We'll record tonight. And Ben was like, me. And he's like, I don't want to record. So let's do it Tuesday. And guess what happened Tuesday? Ben lost his fucking internet.
So no,
for damn day.
I didn't have internet on Monday. Like I had the plan. Like we wouldn't have been able to do it Monday anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did say you were wiped, and then you said, fuck, I don't have internet.
Yeah.
Remember the wiped part, but
Right.
not the no.
I remember the fuck. I don't have internet.
So I didn't have internet for 4 days. Which I didn't know that was legal. Like that could happen. I like it. My internet will go out for like a day or something, which is still unacceptable. But my whole complex, 200 people, I think, is what the office told me, had no TV and no internet because AT&T is the only servicer to
Provider
our
for that
complex. Yeah.
Oh
It's a-
my God. Is it a
that's
contract? Did they sign a contract with AT&T? Is that why? It's
No.
Yeah, complexes do that kind of shit all the time.
Probably. Whatever's most sinister is probably what happened. But
yeah,
I was
they
thinking,
were sacrificing dead babies or something. I don't know.
I was like probably okay. But I realized like what if I was taking like an online masters and I had like a test? I had to like go to Starbucks or like what if
You
like
do what you gotta
yeah,
do.
like what if my relatives in a far off land can only access a computer once a week and I couldn't Skype them? It's like this is serious. I mean, I had to play on my Game Boy.
That's an outrage, in all
Yeah.
honesty.
I couldn't play The Witness. I couldn't do the podcast. I couldn't like pay bills. I had to like pay
You
my
couldn't
phone
browse
bill
Reddit, dude.
on my phone. I don't. Do you guys pay bills on your phone?
I just have autopay set up.
See, I don't trust AutoPay.
I don't trust autopay either.
The-
I set up to go autopay. Like I will say, pay my water bill or my internet bill buy the 20-second and then just let it sit, but I don't let it take money without my knowledge.
Right, because like the second I turn on autopay for my like cell phone bill, they're gonna charge like mistakenly charge for international roaming for like $100 or something, and then I don't know. That's my conspiracy hat.
Fear?
Yeah,
I like to see it.
the tinfoil hats are on.
Oh, they're running full effect.
Mm. Okay.
Um,
Like a tinfoil crown now.
So this week, these last 2 weeks, it's honestly it's been fairly silent for me. I played the Division beta for like an hour. It was okay. I wasn't thrilled,
Yeah.
in all honesty.
It's like what I wanted to get me into another multiplayer game. And
It's not gonna be that for you. I'm sorry.
yeah, like I don't want to get it because I want another multiplayer game. I want to get it and be excited that it's a multiplayer game.
Because it's great, and then at the same
Yeah.
time, it's multiplayer.
Right.
It's gonna be like Destiny. It's a lot of
numbers,
shooting and numbers.
numbers.
The
It's
fu-
just like we said in the text. It's fun with a group, but I wouldn't play like. I don't know.
Is the-
I guess I'm not feeling the solo.
You played it too, Christian. So was the
Yeah.
the hook? Is it supposed to be the loot, the story, the multiplayer, all of the above, the
I mean,
customization?
I can't speak to the story too much, but I don't know. The multiplayer kind of is that's what felt like the promised package was, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like if a game is gonna be a Destiny type game, like we have Destiny, and they've been able to put out content for like 2 years or one.
The
Destiny-
Destiny community is very frustrated with Bungie right now.
Yeah,
I'm still in the loop with them, and they are crying for content because it's mostly grinding for like one chunky piece of gear.
Well, that's what happens though when you merge it with the MMO kind of style.
Mhm.
I don't know, because I mean that's pretty much an MMO. It's a
It
game.
is. So
there's lulls.
there's yeah. So the short. I'm not saying the Division's gonna have shortcomings to it, but I've felt like I've paved this road already.
Right.
And so
Is it
I'm,
worth another purchase? I don't think so.
like I still have it pre-ordered, and the glorious part is like I can cancel it if I feel like it, but it like, and I'm giving it shit, but like it wasn't like awful, but it's not anything I'm harping
Right,
about.
it didn't wow me. I
Right.
guess is my thing.
And
Like,
I've got 2 or 3
was
friends
solid.
who are gonna buy it, and so I'll play with them.
yeah, that's the biggest thing. If you've got a group of people to play with, and you're all set on it, that's what really makes the game. I
Yeah.
mean, if you have people to play with, it makes it so much more fun.
I kind of think like Ubisoft knows that this isn't necessarily a killer app because the marketing push has been fairly calm.
It's been low key, right?
Yeah, like I really did think this game. I mean, people have been talking about this game since
2 years ago.
They
yeah,
previewed it.
yeah, and like I think it had kind of a Watch Dogs kind of E3 reveal where it just was like blindingly gorgeous and this
Yeah.
like almost like the road online.
That is a deciding factor. I know when I was playing, because I played it on PC and I could play it in 4K, and I had friends playing with me who couldn't do that, and it apparently made a whole bunch of difference when we compared screenshots.
Do you have a 4K
You
monitor?
guys compare screenshots?
Just to see the graphics difference, because they
Okay.
wanted to see what was on 4K.
PC
I just can't
Master
imagine
Race.
that conversation going like, "You want to see my screenshot of the same?"
Yeah,
thing?"
no, that's exactly how it went.
It's just-
It's pretty much like, okay, let me turn it all the way to ultra, and then let's see how it goes.
That's the PC Master Race. Do you have the frame rate in the top right corner? Yes, yes. It's important, or it's not important, but
See, I don't know. Like with this game is slow paced. It's slower,
right.
especially than Destiny.
You could play it perfectly fine between 30 to 60.
Yeah,
It's-
it's not twitchy. It's not. All the enemies are sponges. Like headshots will do crits, but the crit just means a bigger number. It doesn't even translate to like a bigger chunk in the health.
Yeah,
So at least with Destiny, there was a difference between like your cannon fodder that was very satisfying to twitch and shoot like a headshot and get him versus the bosses were essentially bullet sponges, but I feel like a lot of the Division, a lot of the enemies were bullet sponges.
which to me that doesn't like since Call of Duty, it doesn't feel right in a shooter. So just like it would make more sense if you were shooting aliens, but if you shoot a human, like that's
He
like
dies.
like you do you like if you put 30 bullets into like any human. I mean, even if they have armor, that just gets silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it depends on the theme of the game, obviously.
Right.
It doesn't fit a game that is very reminiscent of the Tom Clancy's.
And it doesn't seem like it
I've
makes
never
it.
played a Tom Clancy game though, so I don't actually know if
It-
they do this in the past or not.
They do that
It's
to make it more. I've played a
yeah.
good amount of Rainbow Six, and they do it to make it more tactical.
Okay.
It's not like just because you get the jump on someone doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to win the firefight if they
Right.
have a better angle on you, or they're closer to cover, or they have made less mistakes, so they have a higher health.
Right.
But I don't think the division's trying to be. I mean, they're trying to be maybe a little bit tactical, but it's like it's more.
I think they're trying
It's
to be incredibly
a cover-based
tactical.
shooter.
Um,
Yeah, it's cover-based.
Like the trailer 2 years ago, the thing that wowed everyone was how the team had to work together to pull off these crazy things because
okay.
it was like, okay, this guy has a little drone and he'll flat fly it here. This guy put his skill points into bombs, so he'll throw it here. And like all that stuff like came together and it was a really cool trailer. What's fucking different when you play online with multiplayer, it's just an absolute shit show of chaos. There's
Yep.
zero. I think that's why it would be fun to play with friends so you could play tactically.
Because it's an
but
organized team, which is
but
why
when I was playing, it was like absolute chaos, which is
because
fine and fun.
it's hard to communicate. Well,
Yeah, it's
I mean,
just-
you guys do have the headset, I guess.
Well, it's
but-
like Destiny's the same way, right? Like doing a raid with randos, you're just like, guys, get your shit together.
But
right.
that's a different style though, because I feel like raids are meant to be done in organized parties anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of is the purpose of a raid. Whereas like the division, it's just that's how the game goes. That's the style.
From what
Yeah.
from I only played like I played a mission solo and I played a mission with randoms, like the same mission and they were different, but from the way I played it, it did not require. And maybe it's because it's the beta and it was like the first mission in the hospital. It didn't require any tactical
Right.
things, so it was
Yeah, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
It's
yeah.
it's Tom Clancy's The Division, right? Is it?
Tom Clancy's
Okay, so that would make sense, I guess. That it would kind of have a tactical influence to it, but do we have a release? March is the release date?
March 8th, March
my God.
9th.
Okay.
It's close. It's a fucking Jesus. It's a month.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
they'll have an open beta. It's rumored they'll have another open beta like before, but
I mean, about it's polished. It's good.
it looks pretty
not-
good.
It didn't wow me, but it's good. It's
Yeah,
a
I mean,
solid
if,
game.
if you do a beta before a month before the release date, it's a network stress test. Like that game is feature complete.
Yep.
Not a lot of
Or so
yeah.
you hope.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, unless not so much in recent years, but yep. Okay. What else, Patrick?
I've been playing obviously a lot of Witcher 3.
Yeah.
I'm getting
We
to
get the
like
texts.
the really fucking good part. Like
Yeah, I saw your tweets.
it's from the first I'm 50 hours in now. From those 50 hours was like me being introduced to the world of The Witcher. I'm killing beasts. I'm interacting with the people and their problems. Like, oh, we've got this warlord here. Oh, we've got this gang problem here. And like, I'm just like cutting my way through all of it. And in the name of like the main quest. But now that I've gotten past all that and like the shit is coming together,
Mm-hmm.
it's getting like really really cool because you would do all these tiny quests with like this one sorceress here and this other guy here, and then it's something I mentioned earlier. It's like The Witcher, the problem is that you do all these side quests and they contribute nothing to the main storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to the point where it's like a moment of gather your allies that you've helped,
Right.
and it was fucking cool seeing this guy that I met 10 hours in. He's like, hey, I'm calling in a solid. And the guy's like, fuck yeah. And I'm like,
Wow.
fuck yeah. And it's like, let's go. And then the stories are coming together. And then like this epic, the scope, the curtain has been lifted. And I'm
Yeah.
like, holy fuck, this shit is about to get started. And I like, honestly, the mission right before I got on this call was like, convene the war council. And I'm
Boom.
like, fuck, I gotta go record. God damn it.
War Castle has one job, and that's to declare war.
Oh my God.
People bitch so much about the side quests. Like not necessarily conveying the urgency of what that main quest is, but you just put it like that's huge. Like
It's
that may like if you find the side quest enjoyable, like most people do, and then it puts a layer of like main story on top of it, then that's fantastic.
yeah. It was great.
You're
So
gonna.
I'm
It sounds like you're making pretty good time because I think some people it takes upwards of 70 hours to get.
It's 90 for completionist, 40 for rushing the story, and about 70 for
Average.
main
In between.
story and extras. So I think
Okay.
I'm gonna be hitting 60, 70.
Um, how do you know how long you're playing it?
There's a
In the
but
save thing. Okay.
it's in the save thing or
Right.
a character progression screen.
I wish PlayStation would have the Steam style.
I agree. I do
Yeah.
agree.
Oh God, mine would be so skewed because I play a lot of MMOs and I spend so much time AFK just waiting for people to buy my shit. So
Sometimes
Hashtag MMO life.
Xbox would tell you how many minutes you've spent in like your applications. I kept getting achievements for like thousands of hours watching Twitch TV, and I was like, "Stop! Like, don't tell, like this."
Stuff
Yeah.
reminding
How
me.
many hours have I spent playing
I'm
Clash of
gonna
Clans
admit,
watching Twitch TV? It's the
I've probably
worst.
got like 3,000 hours logged onto Guild Wars, and maybe about 50% of that is me actually playing the game.
Right. Well, that's yeah.
Nice.
That's
Hashtag MMO
that
life.
sounds
Yeah.
like chilling in the helicopter in Metal Gear Solid.
Oh yeah. No, not if you buy this fucking helicopter upgrades.
Those little the
It says like faster, you get to
yeah
your
yeah
mission
yeah.
faster, but I feel like that's bullshit because I thought most of the time the helicopter was fucking like the load screen. Because
Oh
that
no.
game, even on PS4, it did not have a long load screen.
Right. I'm talking about the those like when you send your troops out to do
Oh
those
god damn it,
like
the
2 day quests.
dispatch,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can just leave. You can just sit in the helicopter and leave the PlayStation on for like two
Yeah, some
days.
people do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
'Cause yeah, that's bullshit.
Yep.
I
Uh,
gotta finish that game.
Those are
You
some
already
of the
finished
weird
it,
like
Patrick.
Kojima quirks though.
Yeah,
I already
That's
decided
okay.
I'm not gonna play Fallout. I have to bow out of that one. I'm gonna take the hit because it's just
I wholly do not blame you for that
There's
because
no
that's
shame.
another investment of at
There's
least
no
40 to
shame.
50 hours.
You're like,
Oh,
I mean, the percentage of people that finish The Witcher is probably more rare than
it's like 5 or 10%, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit
Isn't that a
more.
little weird, right? Like
No, it's not weird. We're
I don't know.
like
Well, nowadays, because before, like compared to what games were before, you played to get to the end. Nowadays, a lot of people will pretty much just pick up a game, and if they don't finish it within a certain time frame, that's just kind of it.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, the games are just too big. I mean,
Game just
Witcher's
moves on.
Witcher's
Yeah.
too
Witcher
big.
is fucking huge. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to get to the end. I'm excited to put that game down, in all honesty, because like it's great.
But
But
sometimes you need some spice in
holy
your life.
shit. So and yeah, so some spice. I picked up. I've been playing Darkest Dungeon again. It's in full release. It's out of the early access. Not much has changed. It's still a great game.
I heard they made it harder.
I haven't felt that, but maybe it's because I like started a new game and I
Hmm.
already knew how to play the game.
I think that's why people they made it harder is because the early access people had mastered it and they wanted to like not
Give 'em a
mastered it,
little-
but yeah, just keep the skill
Keep you on
cap,
your toes.
keep them interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had the same losses. I've lost 2 teams where I like even like RPG'd it. I like my main team died and one guy was like recovering in town and then I like built up a new team and I included the guy that was recovering and I was like this is going to be for the first team. The one guy
And
from the
then-
original team
Yeah.
and then wiped again and I'm like I have nothing.
Sounds like a dark dungeon.
watch the food just turns to ash in your mouth. It's fucking game's great.
I heard do you think you'll draw from that? Or I mean like does that inspire you the art in that game?
I love their art style.
Yeah.
Very gothic-y. It's not on my drawing list right now
Mm.
to do. I want to draw Asher from Game of Thrones. I don't know if you ever got to meet Asher.
I did not.
He's the fucking best. And then I'll save that one for next week.
The reveal. Nice.
The
nice.
reveal. Ben, what you got going on, man? What you have going on?
I did all of my entertainment on the plane to California. So I played Link Between Worlds. I wanted to start with a game that like paid homage to the original Zeldas before I dove into Ocarina of Time and I was gonna say Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask.
Right, right. It's good. Like it's a fun little kind of cute puzzle game. I don't necessarily know what I was expecting. I think I had to kind of re
Ground. Just
yeah,
ground
ground
yourself.
myself, like change my expectations on what the Nintendo titles are like. I can see why they're not having necessarily the clout in gaming that they used to, just with all the options out there. They feel very kiddie, like, and I'm not like
Everything's super whimsical and magic, and yeah.
it's magic, but it's also, and I don't mean that in a negative sense. Like I like whimsical and like there's something pure about Nintendo games. Like Mario Kart is like the pinnacle of kart racing and the most fun you can have in a local multiplayer setting, in my opinion. But when I say kiddie, I mean in terms of like the pacing and the complexity. So like some of the puzzles are um, uh, difficult, but like kind of just the like walking around.
Going
It's
through the hoops.
yeah, it's not like you just like jump over little hurdles and you kind of like swing a sword and like bop something out of your path and you just kind of like walk around. It doesn't necessarily, and it's pleasant. Like it's a lot of fun. So um,
Which I need to Google Link Between Worlds. I haven't played that many Zelda games.
this is like
I remember the two that we played because we had the exact opposites. 'Cause you
Yeah.
had like the Oracle of
Ages.
or the Oracle of Season.
Yeah, you had the seasons was way better.
Link Between Worlds is like the newest one, I think, and it was
Okay.
exclusively for 3DS, and it's cool because at any time you can, it's 3D Zelda, and then at any time it switches to 2D and you flatten against the wall.
That's kind of cool.
It's
Yeah.
really cool. The gimmick is neat because the bad guy is turning all the like chosen ones. There's like 7 or 8 of them. The Hyrule lore doesn't necessarily interest me, but he is turning them all into paintings and like sliding them like through cracks in the walls and stuff. So you're part of the puzzle solving is knowing when to go into 2D to traverse and when to do it in 3D, and like you'll like duck something by like going into the wall, and it's really neat.
That's kind of cool.
It was actually kind of funny on my. I played it the whole way of the flight there, like 5 hours, and on the flight back, about 20 minutes into the flight, I got stuck. And I couldn't figure out how to like traverse this water to get to this checkpoint. I spent 30 minutes and I could not figure it out. I can't Google it, so
Yeah.
I was just done for the flight. I was like, oh, so embarrassing.
I have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Stumped by a child's puzzle.
I was about to say you should have asked. Are there any 10-year-olds who
Yeah.
play Link Between Worlds on the plane?
Exactly.
Do they still have the spot pass on?
Yeah.
I would assume so. So
Yeah,
did
they
you pick
do.
any up at the airport? Like, cause I pick up a lot.
I did
when I
not.
travel.
Yeah, I didn't play at the airport. I was reading my Kindle because I like
Okay.
I didn't want to. I kind of wanted to play with headphones on to like immerse myself, and I didn't want to miss my flight and all that junk.
See, that's why I do like the multiplayer games because, like I was saying, like on my way back from LA, I got my ass handed to me in Smash Bros.
Yeah. So with that insurmountable obstacle ahead of me, I watched Inside Out on the plane.
Was that something they offered or was it?
Yeah. They had all like the free movies on the.
Oh, you did say that. I had Mad Max on mine. Dude, the movie quality on
Mine
planes has
had
gone
mine
up.
had Mad Max too. I really wanted to watch Sleeping with Other People, the one with Jason Sudeikis and Alison Brie. But it was like not free. And then there
Who'd
was
you fly with? Curious.
Delta.
Delta?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
They had cookies. I was pumped. They had the Biscoffs, which is important to me. But yeah, Inside Out.
It's worth the extra $50 for the ticket.
Yeah, exactly. Inside Out, similar theme to Zelda. I was on a pure voyage. I
Your inner
thought,
child
yeah,
out and about.
it started out slow. Like I could tell that it was really clever, but I wasn't necessarily entertained. I was entertained, but like,
Yeah.
but then it picked up. Like it really comes together. And like it's very relatable. Like for
It's super relatable.
yeah, like anyone.
It cuts deep. That's what I said when I
That's
first
so deep.
said it.
Yeah.
I was just like, anyone who watches it will get to take a trip back to
Right.
how you've always at one time you've felt this,
And
and
thought about the world
Yeah.
oh my god,
and like all Pixar movies are super good at like having something for the adults and something for the kids, and the way that the metaphors they use for memory and like the way the mind works
Hmm.
is super amazing. Like the way like long-term memories, they have like these garbage collectors that like kind of, because you don't remember everything from ages
they
like 1 to
decide
15.
to
Yeah, like they're like,
yeah.
I think it's time to throw this out, or like,
And then they keep some of the dumb shit, like the gum commercial.
right,
Yeah, they like just to,
exactly.
like fuck with them. It's like
Yeah. And like your essential memories or something, your
Your
formative
core memories.
memories, your core memories, and like the way you have these personality quirks that are influenced by your experiences as a kid.
Hmm.
But the way like you kind of lose some of them as you get older, but you
yeah,
retain others. So yeah,
very very well written.
it
It
Just
is.
is
like you
super
could
well
tell
written.
like someone just not had a blast, but like really thought out how the brain works and how we can translate it to something physical.
Right.
It's really neat. And by easily some of the best scenes, hands down, are like the mom, dad, and daughter dinner scene where
Yeah.
they're like looking at each other
Oh
and
yeah.
you know, see the
Yeah.
He's
emotion.
like, she's looking at us.
all
She's
of
looking at us.
all of
Was
his
anyone
like
listening?
Copyright.
they all have
What is-
mustaches, all of his like people.
All
um
of his people were anger.
yeah, and her sadness was the most laugh out loud like moments for
Yeah.
me, when sadness would just like get dragged around like face first on the ground. It just,
it's Phyllis from The Office.
oh, she was so good.
Or the is it like the Brazilian helicopter pilot?
Bring up the helicopter pilot again.
It was great. It was
Come
great.
fly with me.
Yeah. Uh, and then I also been reading The Console Wars on my Kindle, which is it's by Blake Harris, and Seth Rogen and Adam McKay are gonna make a movie out of it. And I think there's gonna be a documentary as well. So it's about the like late the 80s and early 90s, the like Nintendo's dominance as they resurrect the like video game market, and Sega's attempts to kind of portray themselves as kind of the underdogs and like the edgy like we don't like we're not just for kids kind of image. And it's really fascinating because I don't know anything about the history of Nintendo, and they were ruthless. Like they had this, and for better or for worse, this fixation on quality and quality control, to where they kind of had this like monopoly. They owned like 90-95% of the gaming market. They would make sure that the um, retail outlets wouldn't sell other games, or like we'll pull our games and you want to sell Nintendo games. And then they could just kill anything. So a developer had to buy their cartridges from Nintendo. They would keep submitting games to Nintendo, and they'd be like, no, it's not good enough, it's not good enough. And then Nintendo could just say, we don't want it, and you can't put it on our system. And they would have just invested like millions of dollars in
Yeah.
development, and Nintendo's like, no, fuck you. Like,
And to
and
think they all came from like a card company.
yeah, they're
That's
just like
cool.
really savvy business people who kind of like, I mean, the Nintendo seal of quality has been like a meme for forever, because
Yeah. Is
they,
it that's that red sticker? That red logo?
yeah, I think, I
I
mean,
think
Yeah, with like the
with the stars, it's almost like
yeah,
a
yeah,
sun. Yeah,
yeah,
dude. Like I didn't research that, Ben.
yeah,
But it's up here.
yeah, and
Up here.
like,
because it was on like half of the things we owned.
Yeah.
right,
I can see it on the cartridge. I really can.
mm-hmm, and like they were kind of for like they really wanted this wholesome image. Like they wouldn't allow any kind of serious topics, and Sega were the first ones to kind of do like violence in games and sex in games, and try to pitch games as for adults. Like Sonic was like the adult version of Super Mario Brothers. So I like, and he interviews like all these founding members, and
I think Duke
um,
Nukem was originally a Sega game, right?
could have been, um, but
Or
yeah,
Genesis maybe.
yeah. But it's interesting. I like hearing about retail and like how important it's almost like watching Mad Men, but about video games, because it's all about advertising. And Sega was the first company to do a worldwide launch date. It used to just be games came out whenever it arrived at the retailer. So like you could be waiting a month for Sonic or for
And it could have
Mario.
already been out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it gets there when it gets there. So yeah, I'd really recommend it. It's good. I mean, I think the movie's gonna be really neat with Seth Rogen. And
I know, or maybe I don't know. I think Steven Spielberg. I didn't read it, Ben, but it's on my queue. I think Steven Spielberg's doing Ready Player One.
I did hear that. Yeah.
So that's cool. We're coming out with some pretty cool video game themed books.
Mm-hmm. And I hope the
Because it's
Halo
such a colorful history.
and
Like you don't really think about it, but it
it is
ties into
colorful
everything.
and it just is it's just not well represented. You have Wreck-It Ralph and what is that the Adam Sandler movie that no one
Oh,
watched? Uh,
It's no
that sounds
Pixels?
Pixels.
Pixels.
Yeah,
Nice.
we can do better as a society than Pixels. And then I started to dig into The Witness yesterday, which is a game that it like fits me super well because I like the philosophy about game making and Jonathan Blow, the creator, is like renowned for Braid, and he's trying to like kind of like uh he puts so much thought into smart game design, and he like does these interviews that make me like want to play his games. And it's cool. It's the entire game is line puzzles, or
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what they're called. Like it's all like a maze. Like you have to get the line through the maze. Like imagine like dragging your finger through like a 2D rat maze and getting to the end, and that's the whole game. And you're on this island walking around trying to figure out what the trick is to these series of mazes to try and unlock like the secret of the island. And it's like a long puzzle game like Portal or something, but it's like very soothing. There's these like audio files that'll have like a Albert Einstein quote, and I can't really tell like what they have to do with anything. It was like Albert Einstein talking about how the people pushing the boundaries of science are the most religious people in the world. Um, because they like are the people that are have a passion for like understanding like our limits and what's out there. Like they're the people that kind of deeply care about those types of questions. So they're anyway, it's weird. It like has nothing to do with
Yeah.
puzzles, and it's almost like I think a lot of people would be like, it's not a traditional game. I think it's fun. I think it has a little bit of pretension, but I like playing different things, so it's going well.
Cool.
How about you, Christian?
Um, Lots of stuff. Dove deep into Blade and Soul, which I've been waiting for years, because they kind of teased it a long time ago on the NC Soft website, but I kind of got to dive into the game. It's a kind of martial arts based MMO. Super solid combat system, very fluid, very active, even if you're switching targets and things. It actually reminded me a lot of playing like a single player game on a console. It's very, very well done and tuned. Graphics are super nice.
Can you make your character Lee Sin?
Yeah, the customization options are absolutely ridiculous because they've got sliders for everything. Like all of your facial features, the arch of your eyebrow kind of thing. It was super heavy for an MMO actually, because most MMOs use like a very cookie cutter style
Mm-hmm.
for character creation. So this one took the cake on it. Um, Started watching Lupin the Third, which is it's an anime that's been around for quite some time. In the same style as like Cowboy Bebop. Um, it was
What?
probably like 80s and 90s when the first couple of episodes came out, and they actually revived it in 2015. And they brought back like a completely new season, but kept the art style. So I was super super happy to see that they brought that back.
What's it about?
It's about a thief who just steals all this shit, and the guy who tries to catch him. So he's got like a team of people who help him steal all this stuff.
Is it Peter Pan?
Quintessential.
Yeah. Your Mom's House, which is a podcast with Tom Segura, and it's hilarious. I started listening to that the other day. It's a bunch of it's kind of random, like stream of thought kind of podcast where
Mm-hmm.
literally anything that comes to mind is pretty much what the topic is. And then Nightvale, which is super, super good. It's like the Twilight Zone podcast form.
Much funnier than the Twilight Zone, though.
Yeah.
I think equally
So
like insightful. I listened to the pilot just before this podcast.
okay, yeah. So it's a bunch of like if you've ever read like scary stories to tell in the dark, it's got the same kind of feel to it. It's just the stories are much shorter and it's very unique. I like the way that they tell each story through the podcast, and it's not even like one story per podcast. It's just a whole bunch of
It's like
run together sentences.
it's almost like stories in like 30 seconds too.
Yeah,
Because
and
like
it's just enough to make you a little like
On
weirded
edge.
out
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
what they're talking about, and then all of a sudden it stops.
Have you guys watched Black
I
Ben, what was the show
yeah
I'm telling you
yeah
about?
you guys
Nick and I are always telling you to watch.
oh
Ah, shit. Black something. Black Christmas? No.
Orphan Black.
No, nope, 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 not Orphan
Oh,
Black.
it's not Orphan Black.
No, that's the clone show. We're talking, hold on.
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror, yes, thank you. That's like Twilight Zone, but with, a sci-fi twist. Like,
Yeah.
the perversions of what the future could be like, and then these short stories.
Yeah.
Of
Because
like,
I actually I wrote a
put you
quote
on
down
edge.
from one of my favorite quotes actually on here was the "Get the body you've always dreamed of. We know where it's buried and can lend you a shovel."
Yeah.
And that's kind of the humor.
Yeah.
you
They do a
expect
lot
from
of wordplay like that. So like
I
the
like that.
the premise is that Nightvale is like a fictional town in the Southwest, and what each episode is a radio show from that town, giving you an update of the town's happenings
Yeah.
and the weather
things
and
that are going on.
I like that a lot.
it's weird.
Yeah.
It's like
So you heard the dog park segment.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, the town opened a new dog park. No humans
Dogs
allowed.
aren't allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No dogs,
dogs aren't
allowed.
allowed.
No humans allowed.
You may occasionally see figures in the dog park.
hooded figures.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't
look
look
them,
at the dog park and
Don't
don't
look-
look at the figures.
or you will die.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
similar.
Yeah. And it was just like, am I laughing? Am I terrified? Is it
Right.
like
This is the norm.
yeah, it's like and he just kind of goes off on this like all these quips about like get the body you've always dreamed of. I have a shovel, or like it's interesting. It's hard for me. Podcasts are getting really competitive because I listen to like so many. Sometimes like if I want to catch up on like economics or like Planet Money or Serial or gaming or like Formula One, and it's like I'm starting to realize that podcasts are like you can't multitask with the best ones. So I have like it's good because I keep going for walks, but Nightvale is definitely worth
Yeah.
being.
Yeah, it's super
recognized.
interesting because it's unique in a sea of podcasts that all have something similar to them.
Right. That is
Because I've
true.
never heard something like Nightvale before.
Because when I think of podcast, I think of somebody like speaking. There's a host and there's like a round table. This just sounds like an audiobook,
Exactly.
which I'm totally fine with.
Yeah.
But
There's
it-
not many fictional podcasts.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm
it's
down
it's
with
an
it.
it's
I'm
an
down.
episodic audiobook, I
Mhm.
guess.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
it's super fun. Super fun.
Nice.
Current events.
We got news. News.
News. Even though it was 2 weeks, not like a ton of news, but we still have
I
news.
had more, but this is honestly the best of the best from the past 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and even these picks aren't like that great. I'm kidding.
EA Play. Electronic Arts is leaving E3 2016 in favor of a fan-oriented EA Play event, i.e., PlayStation experience kind of thing.
That's too many events. Come on now, people, get it together.
Yeah, I keep flip-flopping on this. Like, EA has been at the conference for forever. So that's why a lot of people are really startled. Like Activision has left and come back, but EA's like always had the biggest booth. They've
Very stalwart.
yeah,
Yeah.
like their stalwart EA presence. Like they're not even gonna be there at all. Like they're not gonna have
Yeah.
the conference. They're not gonna be on the show floor. It makes total sense from EA's perspective. Like you don't have to compete with all the noise of E3 to try and talk to your consumers. Like if you want headlines and you're competing with the Xbox and PlayStation conferences, it's a lot more competition.
Absolutely.
And now they can control their
It's also
message. Yeah,
it's also double-edged in that way though, right? Because E3 brings in so much viewership
it
and
does. But they're gonna be running like a couple days before E3. So they're able to grab that like E3 hype train, and like when the media frenzy is, everyone's checking their video game websites, listening to their Q
right,
podcasts.
right.
That's when like they're gonna strike. So I think it's a really savvy move on their part. Um, I don't know like what we're gonna get out of it other than checking out our Mass Effect trailers and
Yeah, I mean, usually when I watch, I don't even really try to watch the whole EA thing. It's mostly the titles that I'm excited about.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, with E3 or not E3, EA, you'll get like shit like Plants vs Zombies, like the mobile game.
hmm
I remember like during their panel, they like talked about like the incoming Plants vs Zombies mobile game, like levels and like some DLC shit, or I don't know. It was not everything is great.
they have the
Uh,
sports games too,
they got their sports games.
I
which
mean, I guess it's good in a way that, yeah, you'll get more of that, but I guess they also have more screen time to show you what you really want.
yeah.
So, take it as you will. But I'm personally not too big a fan because I just hate having to tune in at different times to do certain things. Like if I could just limit it all to one weekend, I totally would.
It's very true because when you get your panels, um, you have less time, so you have to show your best stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like Ben said, now that they have a whole panel, they can fluff like a Mass Effect trailer
Mm.
with fucking what's an EA title not everyone's a fan of.
Plants vs
Um,
Zombies.
I mean, people like generally
People
like
like
Plants vs
EA,
Zombies,
yeah.
but I mean, EA doesn't.
Battlefield.
Not everyone's a fan of Madden.
I
I
think they
guess,
do
or whatever.
Battlefield.
Yeah, Battlefield.
They got to
But
bring
like,
that back.
yeah, but basically what I was saying is like they can pad it with shit we don't want to
Yeah.
hear versus like only having Battlefield,
Good
Mass
stuff up,
Effect,
yeah.
and Battlefront stuff. But
And they can kind of like try and generate a culture, like in the same way that PlayStation's capitalizing on that. Like if people start to kind of associate like memories and events, like a PAX like experience with EA, it's just good marketing. And it's not like E3 started out as a way for the game industry to get their message out because it was an industry only event. You get to show all the journalists your new game so that they can print it in their magazine publications, and then that was the only way to get it in the hands of consumers. And now with the internet and people can release trailers whenever they want. They don't rely on the media, which is why you're seeing a shift towards personalities. It just doesn't make as much sense to like pay $1 zillion for booth space at E3 and compete with every other message that's being sent.
That's true. And it also means that you're allowed to invite more of the people that you want to spread your message
Right.
because you
Yeah.
don't have a limited amount of seats to give out.
Your YouTubers.
Yeah, your Let's Players, your YouTubers, your podcasters, yeah.
But yeah.
and hopefully we'll get a lot of those release dates for some of those games that we mentioned. EA did just release recently a delay, not a delay, but they said that we will be releasing Mass Effect Andromeda, the new Titanfall, and Battlefield by April 2017. So whether which one comes first and if any of those make it to 2016, we're not entirely sure.
Yet to be
but-
seen.
Yet to be seen. But we'd like to think that this event here would give us some of those dates.
It's
I would very much hope so.
Such a weird thing. It's like
Yeah.
we haven't even announced any dates, but like
People are already saying delayed.
it's almost like a response to all the overeager release dates that people are giving, which is like very mature of them. We're not just like, I don't know.
Right.
It's
And
like-
I think they just wanted to say that all of these things will be done by the end of the financial year.
Right.
So like it whether or not it's news for the fans versus just like, oh, it'll be in by the financial year is over. It's neither here
Mm.
nor there, I
You
guess.
can use your tax return on it.
There you
Mm.
go. Um, Next
Battle.
piece of news, we're still on the EA train with Battlefront. They released some numbers. I think they're like at 15 million now, which is pretty strong.
That game's selling like crazy.
Hotcakes,
That's super strong
hotcakes.
for like a returning IP.
Mm-hmm.
In a year, it was competing against Halo 5, Rise of the Tomb Raider,
Called Blops.
Blops 3.
Blops. And they announced their very controversial season pass package, like what's to come for your $50 that you spent. They've
Fifty
got like
dollars?
yeah,
Oh,
$50
that's
for season
that's how much the
pass.
game costs.
Yeah,
It's like buying the game twice.
it really
Yep.
is.
It's pretty much like buying your collector's
What
edition.
season passes aren't controversial these days? Like, when's the last time everyone was like, "Oh, that sounds well thought out and really good value," and there's
The most decent ones, I think, for me, were the Borderlands expansions.
Borderlands expansions are
were
good.
those season
All worth it.
passes or I'm not
Yeah.
talking
Those are
about.
part of the season pass.
Okay.
Yeah. But the thing is,
Did they what is it?
Let's talk about what's included then.
I mean you've got three announced maps, which are like or map packs. Like there's supposed to be more involved with each map pack. You got the Outer Rim, which just has like a new map in Tatooine. You got the Bespin pack, which is Cloud City basically, and then you got the Death Star pack.
So you're
Each
segregating your community. Okay, sounds good.
each one is promised to have new game modes and heroes involved. Whether or not those game modes will expand to non-season pass holders on older maps, I'm not entirely sure. But EA has delivered free DLC to their player base. Like they've opened up some new maps. They've opened up other game modes on older maps, and they've given like costume skins and stuff. Um, so
But they
it's-
could also very well tailor a game mode to a specific map, in which case it would be locked.
it would be.
I
I
mean,
don't know
yeah,
how good idea that is.
that's
but-
like okay. I just like feel so spoiled by the MOBA like cosmetic pay model and that like
Because you get the whole game up front, and the only thing you have to pay for is cosmetic.
right or just like I don't like I hated in Halo or Call of Duty when like half you couldn't play in the certain matchmaking groups because you didn't have the maps.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I'm just less inclined to spend money on maps and game modes, but
Honestly, with how short my attention span is when it comes to those games nowadays, I'd probably be done with the game before the
yeah,
map.
like I'm just if I'm gonna pay for DLC, it's probably gonna be story content.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, but like also like if you were more into competitive shooting, this is
Oh,
the
for
kind
sure,
of
yeah.
stuff you would want.
Super tailored.
Yeah,
Um,
if you're more into competitive shooting, you're not playing Battlefront though.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
but like if you actually play this game a lot, then
But if you're super into Star Wars,
right,
though,
right.
yeah,
It's
like
like-
honestly, Bespin, like all of like Bespin and the Death Star, that would be fucking amazing to
Yeah.
fight.
these are all very original. I don't think we ever. Well, yeah, these are all very original, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's more content for the people that want more content. I think
Yeah.
that's a good thing. I think $50 is
But
steep.
is that worth
That's
$50
it's steep,
though?
but
It's steep, and we have yet to see if you can buy these things individually and what is included. Like at $50, you're probably gonna get like all the skins. You're gonna get emotes. You're gonna get new guns. What if I just want the fucking map? How much is that gonna cost?
yeah,
me?
that's true. That's true.
So we haven't had those. Those numbers aren't out yet. So I'd be curious to see what they
Have they
price
said
it
they're
at.
even releasing that? Like,
I don't know.
They probably will. They probably will.
I mean,
That
it's
makes
just
sense.
a revenue stream because like they already had to deal with a bunch of PR with people being fucking livid with the $50 price tag. I can't imagine them.
not to mention people being livid at the no single player.
Yeah, they
but-
can get over it. It's the new world. Orange is the New Black renewed for 3 more seasons. Is this unprecedented? What is the precedent for a 3-season renewal? There's gonna be a
Oh, not on the network's end or Netflix network. It's the same fucking thing at this point. From the network perspective, I don't know if that's like a great thing because normally
You wait and see how it goes.
Unless like, because the thing with it's not lucrative as much as like tying down Samuel L. Jackson for 7 Avengers movies, right? Like otherwise he's gonna keep demanding more and more money everything. Like
Yeah,
that's why you lock him down with a contract saying you're gonna perform for 7 films.
it's like a sports
But
contract.
right, and but like from the network to say we're
You're
we're
going to be in 30
demanding,
plus episodes.
yeah, we're gonna demand 30 episodes. I don't know. It's weird.
There's two things. So that this means there's gonna be at least 7 seasons. Genji Kohan, the creator of Orange is the New Black, did Weeds, which, well, it's funny to me because the first 4 seasons of that show were fucking dynamite. The next 3 were not good.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Is there a
oh,
pattern?
yeah, I'm like, what?
I've
It's
read
like,
the same thing. Like,
yeah. But the only other thing I could think of is that maybe they can set up like a long con. Like this is a luxury that a lot of TV shows don't have, so they can like plan a story arc to last 3 seasons instead of having to wrap each season like
it's a
on a
good
bow
perspective
tie.
on it.
Yeah, it gives you like a lot more liberty to write for the
Free
future
space,
when
movement.
yeah, like when you don't have to prove yourself
But
season one season.
is it going to be done after those 3 seasons? Is that confirmed?
No, I mean, but it doesn't. It's still more time to, I guess,
Okay.
flesh something
I
out.
just hope we
Yeah.
don't pull a Dexter.
I mean, because you think of the TV greats like Breaking Bad, they cut it off at 5. They could have gone 6, 7. They could have
Breaking
made a
Bad was
shit
only
ton more.
5.
Breaking Bad was only 5.
What restraint?
Yeah.
Only on AMC.
Only exactly, and it's I mean, but it's not just AMC. It was definitely like those guys heading it because Walking Dead's gonna be there for fucking ever. You know,
Yeah.
it's not always AMC. It's if I don't know much about the Orange is the New Black creator, but if she has a plan like Breaking Bad, saying okay, 3 more seasons, this is how the story arc's gonna go,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna cap it at 3, then I am optimistic. But
Orange is the New
right,
Black
because
has that.
I mean,
Sorry, go ahead.
you could argue, would Breaking Bad have been as good if they had to continue it? And it's one of those things that I'm glad that they cut it off at that point.
Yeah.
exactly, because he had his story and he told his story, and then
Yeah. And Patrick said before the podcast that he hopes Piper meets an ill fate if they're gonna do 4 or 5 more seasons.
Piper is insufferable. I'm sorry.
She's the worst. She was like the
It's-
only character that I could not stand that last season.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was like Breaking Bad it's the Walt show. Whereas I guess Orange is the New Black and Walking Dead have the luxury of
It's an ensemble.
yeah,
right?
and they're like
Right.
the new characters that they're able to bring in just because of the structure of the show let them kind of squeeze more content out. So
That is very true.
yeah,
Just
and
eke it out
I like-
bit by bit.
like Walking Dead does this like it's just able to like bring itself back in big ways constantly and like reinvent itself, whereas like Dexter, like you can't once you go down a path, like the show is called Dexter, like you've sullied the waters and there's not really coming back because of the absurdity that you already created for your title character, whereas
Yep.
like Orange is the New Black and Walking Dead are a little bit more resilient.
You can kill off your main character. It's fine.
Dexter, you just like new Dexter 2.0.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the Super Bowl picks last.
Okay. Final Fantasy 15 has a release date. For its release date.
Oh,
Ugh.
got him.
It's hosted by our beloved Greg Miller and Tim Geddes from Kinda Funny Games.
Which is hilarious because Greg Miller doesn't play Final Fantasy.
I've read the same thing.
Which I think they said that's why they invited him. Well, one because he's like probably the biggest. He's the trending gamer, so
Trending
he's the biggest,
gamer of the
biggest
fucking year.
personality in gaming right now. But they're saying that Final Fantasy 15 they think it has a much greater appeal towards people that have never gotten into Final Fantasy before. So that was like
Because it ditches the Final Fantasy formula.
yeah. So I guess that's quote unquote part of it. And then Tim Geddes, of course, is a big Final Fantasy fan.
I gotta say, like, regardless of if you're a fan or not, just looking at it, it is absolutely stunning. Everything that they've displayed so far. I'm super hyped.
I'm very excited as well.
I'm definitely in because I mean, like, I never played a Metal Gear game in my life. And Metal Gear 5 was one of the best gaming experiences of my life. So I'm totally down to check out some Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I was talking to Ian. This might be the one that makes.
This might be the one that pulls the trigger.
Yeah.
But
For
okay,
me or for who?
For me, for
To
me
get
to
to buy a
actually get a
console.
PS4.
Oh, right.
So we'll know the release date on March 30th, and hopefully we'll get some new trailers and maybe a better idea and see if there's.
It's got to
I
be
hope we
this
get more
year.
story.
It's
I
gonna
really
I
be.
think it's gonna be this
It's
year.
got. You don't do like a March announcement of a release date if it's still a year away.
And they said like on New Year's that it's definitely gonna be released this year.
Did
And,
they? Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
but and then finally from Potter, sorry, what's it called? Pottermore. God
Yeah,
damn.
that'll-
Christian,
it's
you
called
you
Pottermore.
yeah,
Yeah, it's called
from Pottermore, J.K. Rowling announced
Miss
3 new
Rowling.
schools.
Yep.
In
I
the
don't know
Harry
why.
Potter universe.
You know, this blew up a lot more than I thought it would because there are people in my office who have never read Harry Potter who are like, there are new schools for Harry Potter. And I'm like, why do you guys know this?
I think J.K. Rowling needs to just write some more books. Like
I think, I wholly think that she's probably got manuscripts locked
got
away.
I think
She's just waiting.
I think she's feeling refreshed. She's written The Casual Vacancy, which was really good. I enjoyed that, and I read her other
She
book.
also wrote The Cuckoo's Calling, I believe.
I think she's written a couple under a couple different pen names.
Yep.
But like I think it's just she keeps like teasing around. Like she wrote The Extraordinary Beasts and Where to Find Them. This school thing is out of nowhere. Like she can easily write some more books in that universe and have a lot of fun doing it. And I
Yeah.
would trust her to do so.
I think so too.
So I hope that's what this means because I've already
It's
been
looking
sorted.
like it. I would be super excited. I would be so hyped just to read another story set in that universe.
I agree, and there's a lot of fun to be had with it because the Harry Potter arc was great, but if we could focus more on the world and just like, could you imagine like a story about like magic interacting with like the actual Muggle world? I don't know. You
Yeah.
could go in so many fucking directions.
Spend more
with this
time
world she's built.
in the school too. Like something like a wizarding
Spend more time in
school is very novel. Like it's awesome.
Very cool.
Super
Them picks.
Bowl
Them
picks.
picks.
This is Vegas is tuning in right now to the Q podcast
Okay.
to set their lines. I
Them
think
picks, yo.
I think the Panthers are favored over the Broncos by
For sure.
I think so too.
I think like 7
Right.
or 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos line. Not that we endorse betting in any way on this show, but if you're going to bet, my odds are on the Panthers. Also covering the spread too, which is 5.5.
I think it's pretty much. I mean, that's the general consensus at my office as well. Is that it's gonna go to the Panthers. It's just been such a solid season.
Have you guys watched Peyton Manning this year? Either of you?
No.
Yeah.
He is so old.
Yes, he is.
He just looks like his just arm is gonna snap off every time he throws the ball. And
Not just that, he gets skittish under pressure because I don't know, it feels like he's also scared of an injury.
I mean, yeah, he's had like 4 neck surgeries. I just
Yeah.
I'm glad he's retiring because I want him to live. But like I don't
But
know.
is this gonna be it, or is this gonna be like a Brett Favre kind of?
Mm.
He's gonna come back because he didn't win the ring.
I think this is it. But yeah,
Because he's the oldest. What is it? The oldest QB to start a Super Bowl.
probably since his boss John Elway. Probably. I don't know. I don't know if that could be right.
Because I think that's what they had on ESPN. He's the oldest player ever to start a Super Bowl.
Patrick, the NFL world is waiting for your pick.
I'm gonna choose the Broncos just because.
To be contradictory.
Well, that and because of the SNL United Way commercial, it's just like tutoring kids.
His commercials are good.
So, and he's just, I honestly, if SNL got Cam Newton to host, like I'm sure he'd do great. But until then, that's as close as I get to football. SNL.
Very good. Let's squeeze one topic in. If you guys are okay with that.
Yes.
I'm down.
What should we do?
I like the seasons topic.
We're doing the seasons topic.
Okay.
Tis the season.
Tis the season for a seasonal topic. So my topic was the effect of seasons in games. So there's a lot of seasons, that get implemented in games in different ways. The biggest one that comes to my mind is the one that's affected me most is League of Legends seasons.
And you're not talking about the weather, right?
Oh no, we're talking about like a sports season, which I think is what I'm pretty sure League of Legends came up with seasons first, and then the rest of the sports world took it from it. But I could be mistaken.
I
Who
don't.
knows?
I think you're
Well,
right on.
I guess. To a degree, I think StarCraft was first to have seasons.
No.
No, I don't think StarCraft had seasons.
Yeah, because it was a competitive season.
So
But they
I
didn't
think.
actually have seasons as far as like tuning the game.
Well, I guess that's how we get into the topic.
I was
So,
talking about like football season, but yeah.
because yeah, I guess you're right. Like, I mean, I think, in terms of, okay, sorry, I'll stop interrupting.
You had a thought process. Finish it.
So okay, my thought process is yeah, there's like different types of seasons. So Patrick wrote like the way that seasons reset the progression, so the competitive ladders. I was thinking this topic was about seasons as a way to like keep games fresh. And it's
Matchmaking, balance fixing.
right, and like a function of games as a service where, like as games are trying to sell DLC, as games are easier to like, because we never used to be able to like just push content to games in such an easy way. Like Nintendo's putting their seal of quality on Mario Kart 64. They're not touching that game like ever again. Yeah,
That's
like,
what it's is. Do they patch or balance Super Smash Bros. Christian?
Oh,
they
yeah.
do now. They
Okay.
just started.
Okay, because they used to not, and like I remember Diddy Kong on Super Smash Bros. Brawl was a nightmare because they just wouldn't touch him.
Yeah. I mean,
They nerfed him to shit.
yeah, they're so slow on the internet. Any kind of revolution, they're kind of slow on it, except for
Well, I think they're also kind of limited
for
because they have
motion.
to push
Yeah,
it
except
out
for
to
motion.
both. Yeah, they have to push it out to both the Wii U and to the 3DS.
boo.
so-
That's weak.
They got the money. They got the money. Let's be honest.
um
Yeah, but you also have to
But-
think about internet speeds. Downloading on a 3DS aren't that great.
Oh God. But yeah, no, we could look at it in both ways though. I did intentionally have it as like how I see it in League of Legends, and I've heard Christian talk about seasons in Diablo, and Rocket League just recently announced that their season 2 is ending and they're changing a whole bunch of things, and Hearthstone has a monthly season.
Yep. League's kind of like a hybrid of the two because they've got like the competitive seasons, and on top of that they have, well, I guess it is part of the competitive season, but
Yeah.
their competitive season just so happens to coincide with the content push.
they revamped the whole game.
Yeah,
It's,
Every-
it's
every
fucking
year pretty much.
It's
It's a new
fucking
game.
brilliant. Like I want to play more League. Like
You should. Alex and
Yes.
I play every other day.
Do you
just give
really?
us the word. You give us the word,
Oh,
we'll
sweet
invite you.
Jesus. Like games, like when you love a game, you want a reason to keep playing it, and it's like crazy to not do something like seasons. Like games don't
I
have
might.
to.
I
Like,
might
you
get
don't-
back into it.
Don't. It's a nightmare, guys.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you don't
that's what I
have
figured. Like
I'm crying on the inside.
like you don't have to stop playing. That's the thing. Like when you
I feel like Ben and I are at that distance now where we've stopped for so long that you kind of look back on it with rose-tinted glasses, and then the moment you get back in,
Fuck
you're like,
this
"Oh
fucking
God,
game."
why did I do this to myself?"
I was saying that, Patrick, like as a metaphor. I'm not playing League again.
Dude,
Yeah, I have to play StarCraft before I play League, and I have to play Witness before I play StarCraft, and
It's a never-ending
but
In other words, he's never getting to League.
right, but no, like I just think that like seasons have no disadvantages. I think that it's kind of like being upset with a sequel for not being the original. Like you can always just play the original. Like you have, well, I guess that's not the case with seasons, but you have like your time of the game, and it's a way to like keep it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that kind of gets me is like the average lifespan of an esport champion career is very, very odd.
That
Like you'll
doesn't-
have some people who will stay for years, but most of the time, the rosters you'll see are pretty brand spanking new for a lot of these competitors.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily season based, right? Though, because it's like it's the same thing in the NFL where you see like 5 quarterbacks stick around for 10 years and everyone else just can't hack it. Like it is brutal.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's different to me because like yeah, the NFL is like 10 years, but this is like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 if you're not that good.
That's true. It's just like I think they lose their hustle. You gotta play 50 hours a week and keep your reflexes sharp and stay motivated. Don't get burnt out by the team. And also you're not making that NFL money. Like
Yeah,
like
you're not making like the
you're
prize pools may be big, but
you're skipping college. Like you're putting your body through hell. You're like no longer loving the game you love because every drench of fun is being squeezed into like last
practice,
hitting
I gotta
and-
win.
Utterly
Yeah.
utter perfection.
because it becomes about winning. It's not about having fun anymore.
Well, what is fun? No, I'm just kidding.
Fun is winning.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, I think we'll see more games do something like seasons.
Yeah, I mean, look, Diablo's got seasons, and it's not even for anything like that. It's literally just to keep people playing the game.
I know.
Yeah,
That's what from what I understand. It's like you start a brand new character and you just like play the whole game
Yeah,
over.
every season you've got to start from 1,
yeah.
and then you have to level up your character, find all the gear again, hope to God that it's optimized in terms of the damage rolls, and
Oh
then
God, Jesus.
yeah, exactly. So, but you do get to keep everything at the end of the season. So every character that I have in that game, which I have like one of every class, it's pretty much god tier at that point because I've had like every season to get optimized gear.
are there? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, good.
No, I was gonna do it off tangent. Do you?
No. Yeah,
But
it's
it's
just power creep.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You get power creep, and you get, I don't know, like what? Why do you keep doing it then, Christian? Just curious.
Masochism. For the same reason that people still play League, right?
Well, no, because
I don't know
it's
why I do this.
you
I-
do it
see,
you
I
do
don't
it
know
because
about
it's
that.
fun to play and it gives you another chance to have that fun. Like
No, that is.
Okay.
I have a specific 4-man group that I run with, which is just a couple of friends, and we just. I mean, it's. I don't play it so much for the game anymore, so much as I do to just shoot the shit during.
But you can
know,
shoot
some
the shit
de-stressing.
in like a million ways. Like, why not do it in a way that's fun? Like Diablo is. I guess I'm thinking of games that are successful with seasons, and they're all games where like they have like this pure gameplay joy. I guess not Hearthstone and LoL, but like they feel good to play. They feel good to progress, and seasons are like giving you more
The opportunity
munch
to
on.
do it again. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I like it.
Are there like games that aren't like these genres of multiplayer, non-story based that could benefit from something like a season? Like, well, like I guess Last of Us is like not a season type game. Like
Anything with a super like single player storyline, I don't think would ever benefit from
Yeah.
a season.
See, I think like something like Borderlands, you could do it.
Make everybody start from 0
Yeah.
and then have to find all their shit again. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I like the idea of never having a sequel. Like I hope I hope Destiny, like Destiny's gonna have a Destiny 2. I think that much is clear
Yeah.
now. But I just think like games should, like if you put the work in doing the infrastructure, and like with now like everything's so seamless in terms of you're just playing off of hard drives and you're connected to the internet. I'd like to see.
That's super hard though. Like, you know, because eventually down the line you're gonna hit the point where you're gonna want to use a new game engine.
Well, I mean, we can get back to real quick, Christian, what you're gonna say, but also we've talked about this before. Diablo is not generating money anymore,
No, it's not.
and they're still adding stuff every once in a while. Like they had a pretty recent patch, like in the past month or two, right?
Yep.
Like a big patch,
Season 6 or whatever.
right? And
Yeah.
so like Diablo is not making money other than like just buying the copy again. So I think we are gonna keep seeing, unless Diablo implements a microtransaction.
Yeah.
No, they had that before at the auction house, and that
Yeah.
was not
So,
kosher.
yeah.
So I guess now I'm trying to merge like DLC and seasons, which are two different things. So yeah, seasons are more like what a live team would do, with the exception of LoL. But seasons kind of like give events and give you like cute content, not as substantial as DLC. I'm picturing like a Last of Us where I guess it's not really what people want, where you just like release a mission like every 3 months. I mean, that's what they're doing with the new Hitman and the new Final Fantasy. Like they're making them like services. Like, and I guess I'm expanding upon seasons. I just like to see games take advantage of
That format.
like that
It's
this
like events.
yeah, like this
basically, is what you're
technology
talking
that we
about.
have. Yeah, like the way that the developer can just reach over to the player and touch them. Like we don't have to deliver these packages that like industry and retail has kind of gotten us used to for so long, and that's why like LoL and Dota are insanely popular, because they let like the community just constantly flourish.
I will say, someone that does kind of do it. Assassin's Creed kind of does that. They have like community, like online events that like it's not the most well implemented and it's not really the coolest thing. But like if you have other friends who play the game, they'll be like, "Hey, your friend just recently did this mission. If you go do it, you get like a bonus."
Mm-hmm.
Or like complete this online only like timed event thing and you get extra stuff. Um
Mm-hmm.
but I mean that's not really seasonal or anything, but
Yeah.
that's when you're
I don't think it works
mentioning
too well on that kind of.
right. And it's something I like ignore completely. It's
Mm-hmm.
not very well implemented, but when you're talking about the developer going out of their way to do something dynamic, something that's not just in the base game but something they can tweak on their own, that's something that I just thought of.
Yeah. Or like Forza, like racing games, like you can just have Xbox Forza. Like now there's Rock Band, and this is like I think they're just going to continue to add on to it.
Yeah.
What are some what games do you guys play? Like what are some other console big games that
Oh, I can't
um
think of anything console based, but
like Mass Effect, Andromeda. Like what if like Mass Effect is released and it's called Mass Effect and the game just keeps fucking growing. Like Destiny. I mean, it's just like they would have to restructure the way their developers push content. Like it would be very different in terms of development, so that you don't have these long gaps between
and
additional
storage
content.
would eventually become a monster.
But yeah, but I mean, you have to build your price model such that you have like a steady flow of income. It wouldn't be like a $60 buy-in. It would be a subscription, like Mass Effect as a service or something. And I guess
I mean, you're getting into like how MMOs do events though,
That's
Ben.
more of an MMO style thing.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
Destiny has like an event going on right now, and they like Destiny had the Sparrow Racing. It's and
yeah,
they weren't exactly you didn't have to like pay for anything. Like there were premium features you could get, but there
yeah,
was a base free to play
yeah. I think
component.
maybe the two games that I should be shifting my attention to are like sports games and racing games. Like you shouldn't have to. I mean, obviously they do it because there's more money in it, but people
Mhm.
don't buy Madden. A lot of people don't buy Madden every year. Like when I have my
Some
like
people buy FIFA every year, dude.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, and
It's
like
fucking unreal.
and they shouldn't have to. Like
Yeah.
that game should just be you have FIFA for Xbox and you pay for
That's something
the
they should sell as a service, honestly.
yeah.
The sports game, because I mean, what changes the roster? All right, I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, it's they're not going to change because they get $60 for you to get your new roster,
yeah,
but yeah, I just thought that that's the effect of seasons in games. Like Patrick's original topic is that it changes the way that we look at like how developers deliver value to the players. And I think it's like the newest version of that. Like we had DLC, we had like bug updates. Now we have seasons. There's like so many places we can go with that.
I just think it's people catching up. Because I mean, Seasons isn't. It's not particularly new. I mean,
It's new to
you know,
consoles.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
and
it's people playing catch up.
yeah, and a game that doesn't lend itself to a season like Diablo. Like Diablo didn't have to do seasons.
Mm-hmm.
That
No.
game was done. That game was like, but like,
You can argue that it's pretty
It's-
much Blizzard's last ditch attempt to keep it alive because, I mean, even after they implemented the seasonal, I mean, it's still somewhat hard to find enough people to get in certain games.
Yeah, I mean it's also Blizzard. Like they're almost their image to their players. Like Blizzard is like has a just glorious reputation as just being someone who does good things.
Something for their
So,
players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
good service.
I mean, I can appreciate it for sure. It's just it's one of those things where did it really need it?
Yes.
Probably.
All right. Good topic, Patrick.
Cool.
Thank you everyone so much for listening. Check new audio every Monday. Please leave us feedback on iTunes. Please. Then archive. I said please, so they have to do it, right? That's how that works. Archive on freebrunchgaming.com. Patrick is at fig_TV on Twitter. Christian is at cmonkey2eyes, and I am at freebrunch. Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Peace.